Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Tati back with another review, and it's Wednesday night, so you know what that means. It is AEW Dynamite. Now, I'm going to start off with Tony Khan's announcement, not to waste anybody's time, because we already knew where this was going. Tony comes and announced that CM Punk will be at the debut episode of Collision. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mama knew about it. Now, the thing I didn't like about this is that it took him like a whole minute to say CM Punk's name. And then on top of that, I really do feel like after years of going through Vince McMahon shenanigans, I feel like when it comes to promoters, they really need to be seen as little as possible. I don't feel like we need to be seeing Tony Khan 4 weeks in a row. If he has something to say, he should have waited until he can confirm everything. If anything, he should have just a few weeks ago said that it was going to be in Chicago, and perhaps even mentioned the whole CM Punk thing online, and I guess that would have been fine. Now, once he does mention CM Punk, we do get a mixed reaction from the crowd. Mostly, I would say people were liking it. What I did notice is that there were a lot of people in that crowd with CM Punk shirts on. So even though there was mixed reaction, at least it wasn't a total boo from the audience. So I do think that people definitely still want to see CM Punk, and some people still have their reservations about him. But I do think that him being part of the show is a great thing. I do feel like AEW did see a difference with numbers and ratings and merchandise and everything like that when CM Punk was around. It doesn't really take one guy to carry the company. Sometimes we do see that it could be like that with pro wrestling, but I do think that AEW is in a point where they have to pull out all the good stuff, including CM Punk, into their roster. First match of the night, we do have the Lucha Brothers and Bandito versus Blackpool Combat Club. So this was three of the members from BCC, not including Bryan Danielson. Now, this was a very great way to start off the show. And all these guys here in this match have really great energy. One of the things that I really noticed right off the bat is that Bandito, he works with the Lucha Brothers. Him being part of the best friends, best amigos, whatever the hell they're calling it, the chemistry is different. And yes, he has a different style compared to the best friends, but I really saw tonight where it's like, okay, if you're going to put Bandito with somebody, the Lucha Brothers is the best fit for them. They had really great chemistries. Their style are very similar, but they still each stood out on their own, and I really, really enjoyed that. We get the usual from BCC, but what I really noticed here is that on commentary, Bryan is putting Wheeler Yuta over. If you haven't noticed lately, Wheeler has been the one taking the pins for BCC. So I really feel like that is showing that something big is going to happen with Wheeler Yuta. I know maybe some people are probably thinking he might not be in the group any longer. If anything, they need to keep BCC together at least up until the All-In pay-per-view, but I do feel like we're going to see something special with Wheeler Yuta coming up, maybe at Forbidden Door or whatnot, not too sure, but I enjoyed this match. Everyone works really, really well. The crowd was pumped, and that's what I like to see when the show starts. Now, a lot of people did complain about what Bandito was wearing. Bandito was actually paying like homage to a Mexican superhero. Many people probably don't know about it. When I saw it, I was like, okay, I know exactly what this is. But to be honest, I don't want to see you with no shirt on. Bandito actually has one of the best looking looks to me. And, for him to do this, I do think it was super cool. But I really like looking at his body. He's so talented. And I really hope he finds his place in AEW. Either way, Blackpool Combat Club takes the win. Wheeler does take the pin here. And I really enjoyed watching these guys going together. But I don't want to see Lucha Brothers still doing everything else but defending the ROH titles. So next we have Hangman and the Bucks. They're backstage. They're being interviewed. And I can't remember who it was that was interviewing them, but they're talking about how they lost. It's pretty much Hangman doing all the talking. Now, They also imply here that the guy who was interviewing them said that, oh, we heard that Kenny Omega has left the country and went back to Canada. And then Hangman says, oh, he left the country, but he did not go to Canada. So this is definitely implying that he has gone to Japan and he's hopefully going to come back unempty-handed. And I hope that's where they're going with this, because we really need to start seeing these New Japan guys like literally right now. Now, after this, we do have Jay White and Juice Robinson. They're in the ring. They call out FTR. Then they end up attacking FTR in the ring. And Ricky Starks come in and he assists with that. And then when Jay White and Juice flee the scene, he tells them that Ricky Starks, is going to partner up with FTR, and they're going to go have a match with Juice and Jay with a partner of their choosing. And I'm also hoping that that has something to do with them choosing someone from New Japan as well. We already know that Jay obviously is not part of New Japan, but he has established friendships over there. So I'm really hoping we get to see something with that. Next, we had Trent Beretta, Swerve Strickland, and Big Bill in the ring. Now, I was a little bit disappointed because I thought we was going to get Swerve versus Orange Cassidy. They really had a great exchange. They were the last two at the Double or Nothing Battle Royal match, and I really like what we saw with them. They seem to have really great chemistry, and I wanted to see that continue on into a title match. But either way, with these three guys, we did have a great match. There were great chemistry at times, but I do feel like sometimes it was a little flat, probably because it was three guys in the ring and everybody's for themselves. We've been seeing pretty much tag teams with all three of these guys, so for them to be all alone defending themselves against two other opponents, something seemed a little bit off about this, but at times it was great. Now, Swerve takes the win, and they do announce that Swerve is going to go against Orange Cassidy next week for the international title, and for once, I feel like Orange Cassidy is definitely in trouble. Please, Tony, please let Swerve get this. I really feel like this is definitely going to help Swerve with his Mogul Embassy storyline going on. I really think that Swerve is deserving of this. If he doesn't end up winning this, which seems like most likely is going to happen since they're so high on Orange Cassidy, let us get the Swerve versus Keith Lee thing, because they've been prolonging it for so long. Either way, this match was okay. If they work with each other more, we'll get to see much better chemistry in the future. Next, we had the Acclaim come out, and they're being interviewed by Renee. They're talking about their loss against the Dark Order. And then they also mention how everybody loves Daddy Ass, and Daddy Ass is looking for gold. So I don't know if they mean by all three of them getting gold, or just Billy Gunn getting singles gold. Not sure, but it seems like it's really difficult for singles competitors to get over in AEW. So I don't know anything about Billy Gunn getting any singles title anytime soon. Now, moving on to one of my favorite parts of the night, where we had Don Callis in the ring with Takeshita. I was in love with this moment because I haven't heard a crowd booing somebody like this for a long time. They booed him from the second his name was mentioned up until that whole segment was over. I couldn't even hear myself think. So I don't even know how Don Callis even made it through that whole thing. It was absolutely beautiful. This is how people are supposed to react to heels. People are supposed to not like you enough for them to boo you so loudly that you can barely hear what Don is saying. Takeshita also gets on the mic, and you can barely hear what he's saying, but we don't even know what he's saying anyway because he's not speaking in English. But you can't hear him, and I absolutely love that. You can see everyone in the crowd. They look like they hate Don Callis, and it was absolutely perfect. Now, I don't know where they're going to move forward with this. I don't believe that they're saying here that they're part of the BCC or whatnot. It seems like it's just them two on their own, and they took advantage of the Anarchy in Arena match on Sunday. So I'm not sure where they're moving forward with this yet. I would like to see Takeshita with BCC. However, I don't want it to seem so bloated with that faction, and I would like to know, like, where would he fit in if he were part of the BCC. So I don't know where they're gonna go with this storyline, but this moment was absolutely amazing. A+ for me. Next, we had the Gates of Agony versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. I'm just going to be honest here. This was a really good match. But there's two things here that bothered the hell out of me. Number one, Darby Allin being in this match. We've definitely seen Orange Cassidy and Darby as partners in the past, and I did take a look and I see that they've been tagging together at house shows too. So I get why they were together, but right after Double or Nothing, where we had Darby just competing in a world title match, now it just seems like y'all just brought him down. And that's what I was afraid of with these young guys being in that title picture, was that after that match, everybody's going to be brought down to a level that's not even close to where they just were. So that right there really made this moment feel really awkward, because it's like, damn, man, Darby was as high as you can possibly be on the card, and now he's doing tag matches with Orange Cassidy. Now, this was a really great match. This is the best match that I've seen the Gates of Agony in. They had amazing chemistry. They really look great as a team here, and I enjoyed them so much. I wanted them to win. I didn't really see why they should not have taken the win. With this, I understand they want Orange Cassidy to win everything that he's in, but it really felt like if Gates of Agony won, it would have been a good thing, not just for these two really great wrestlers, and Khan is absolutely hot, and we had Swerve, who's watching with Brian Cage and Prince Nana, and I just felt like for that faction, this win would have been so important for them, especially since Swerve had already won earlier that night. And I just want to see this faction move along in the right direction. And for whatever reason, Orange Cassidy and Darby takes the win. Now, the other thing I didn't like about this match is Orange Cassidy gimmick thing. No matter what happens, they need to always push all this stupid shit he does in the ring. That's part of his gimmick. Whatever, it gets over with some people, and for some people, it doesn't. Now, with this, it almost made the Gates of Agony looks like idiots in the ring, because now he's outsmarting them so much that they have no chemistry together because he's just so much smarter than them. I was just like, what the fuck is this? This match was so good up until that point where they try to make it seem like Orange Cassidy is just too good for the Gates of Agony, and I'm just like, I don't believe this. Darby Allin weighs like the size of my arm, and then Orange Cassidy, you know, like, these two guys don't look like they can beat Gates of Agony, and they really want you to believe this. It was that part right there I didn't like, but other than that, this was a really great match for the Gates of Agony. I want to see some really good things from them here and on ROH. Next, we have Hook. He's in the ring for a promo. I don't know what he was going to say. He normally doesn't say anything. But then he gets interrupted by Jose, Preston Vance, and Dralistico. They're looking for opportunities, and they're going to take it. So they go and to attack Hook. Then Jungle Boy comes out for the save. Now, this is what I was saying earlier about Darby. Darby also coming from that world title match, and he's getting straight into a tag match. And the same thing with Hook. It looks like, I'm sorry, not Hook, Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy looks like he's going to be tagging with Hook right after being in a amazing match like that. It's absolutely insane. Now, after he helps Hook, he's in the ring holding a chair the whole time, and I just kept thinking to myself, Hook hit, not Hook, Jungle Boy hit Hook with the chair. I kept waiting for it, and it doesn't happen. And I was like, damn, it really would have been cool to actually see that. And maybe he could have had some kind of feud with Hook. I do think that that would have helped both of them right now, because they both seem to just be coasting in the roster. So I think they kind of missed an opportunity with that. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see some tag team action with the four of these guys. And for that, I don't really care about that. So now we have the TBS title on the line, Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose. I like both of these girls, but I have to say this. Oh, this was not good. It wasn't horrible, but it was definitely not good for Chris Statlander, who had been gone all this time, ends up winning a 30-second match against Jade for the TBS title. And now this is her actual first full-on match since she's been gone, and also since she's been champion, and really it made no statement whatsoever. She ends up retaining, but this was very underwhelming. I really need to see more. She's really, really talented, and I just don't understand what's going on here. I just felt like, you know, she needs to show why she is supposed to be the TBS champion, and also that she's definitely in a better space as far as with her injury, and I just felt like it did not show here today. Main event, we had Soraya and Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker. I did not care for this to end off the show. Something here, maybe it's that Chris Jericho and Adam Cole doesn't have the best chemistry. You know, sometimes two really great wrestlers come together and for whatever reason they just don't tear the house down like they should. And that's what I get with these two guys. Now, having Soraya and Britt in the match does kind of add something, but something that I noticed probably like halfway through the match is that the girls got involved less, and then Soraya, she would be off to the side, like away from the camera, and then she'll roll back in the ring, but she seemed like something was definitely off with her. I don't know if she got hurt or whatever, but she kept staying off the side away from the camera, like from halfway through the match on towards the end. Now, we do have some interference with the rest of the Outcasts. They do attack Britt, but then Hikaru Shida comes out with the kendo stick and attacks them until they get backstage. Now, this just didn't really feel like something that needed to be part of the main event. This should have been in the middle. Now, I know I complained about BCC ending off the show at Double or Nothing, but I really do believe that that match would have been better placed at the end compared to this match, because it just seems like at this point the crowd don't really care. People who's watching at home, I'm pretty sure, just didn't care as much as other matches. Now, I did really want to like this, but I just felt like something felt flat here. One thing I didn't like here was a little bit of inconsistency. They obviously don't, the referee obviously is going to not encourage the men to hit the women, and that's okay. But when Chris Jericho puts the walls of Jericho onto Adam Cole, the referee allows Britt to come in and put the lockjaw on Chris Jericho and does nothing about it. He actually lets it happen. And I just felt like, come on, we got to be consistent. Either the women can get involved with the men or they can't. That part I didn't really like, and it just felt a little bit weird. But either way here, we do have Adam Cole and Britt taking the win. I didn't really care about this. I would have definitely chosen another match to close off the show. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with ROH. Bye.